Women are already strong. It is about changing the way the world perceives that strength. Here's to celebrating the strength, hard work, and grit of the DNA Women Achievers. The awards cover different categories like retail, healthcare, startup, FMCG, entertainment, fashion. The broad theme of the DNA Women Achievers Awards is outlining the roadmap for women entrepreneurs. The winners were selected by a jury of eminent personalities like Nisha Narayanan, Juhi Chaturvedi, and Radhika Gupta, based on 3 parameters: impact, breakthrough performance, and creating value. Let me also take a moment to thank our special partner, Axis Mutual Fund. And without making you wait any longer, let's get started. And how can we get started with any auspicious occasion without the lamp lighting ceremony? Let me now invite on stage Mr. Devdas Krishnan, Chief Executive Officer, IDPL, Sridhar Mishra, CRO, Z Digital Publishing, Sushant Mohan, CEO, DMCL, and Madhu Soman, CBO, Z Business and WeOn, on stage, please. Can I also invite Priyanshi and Jyoti from the team, who have contributed immensely? Can we also have Kankana and Jyoti on stage? A round of applause, please. Thank you very much. And with that, we are moving on to the first panel discussion of the event. What is the role that Indian women have played in boosting the country's economy? What are the opportunities, the challenges, what lies ahead? To discuss this and more, I invite on stage Amrita Tripathi, co-founder, Tap-In, founder-editor, The Health Collective. Supriya Paul, Josh Talks. Kanta Singh, Deputy Director, UN Women. And Dr. Himangi Negi, healthcare specialist and author.
Right. Thank you so much for having us here, for giving us your attention. And I'm really delighted to be here with these wonderful women achievers. So I'm going to do a short intro for you. Dr. Himangi Negi is a healthcare specialist and author, which is probably two of my favorite things. She has a practice in OB/GYN for more than 2.5 decades. We have with us Kanta Singh as well, who's the Deputy Director of UN Women. And again, more than 20 years of experience in this field of promoting women, finding out how women can be empowered. And we're going to be picking her brain a little bit on what can be done. And of course, we have Supriya Paul, who is the CEO of Josh Talks. And the number 20 features here as well. You were only 20 when you set up Josh Talks as well. So thank you all for being here. Yes. I think what's really interesting when we talk about women and the economy, and women and the economy in India, is that there are, of course, some startling statistics. There's a reality check I think everyone in this room and anyone watching would want to be aware when it comes to, let's say, the labor force participation. These numbers came out recently. It's early 30%, 32%. There are many challenges women have to overcome every single day to get to where they want to be. And it requires really solidarity, and it requires support from everyone across the spectrum to really allow women to hold up half the sky. Having said that, we're not going to be all gloom and doom. I want to ask all of these wonderful panelists a little bit about what's one thing they celebrate about women in India 2023 when it comes to propping up the economy. Supriya, let me start with you.
So I think during this time of the year, we get to read a lot of interesting stats because summaries keep coming up in Women's Week. And while most stats are on the negative, I read something extremely positive today, which is that within entrepreneurship, if you look at $1 invested in a startup led by a woman, the average net return is 78%. For every dollar spent, the return is 78%. But if you look at the same with respect to a male-led startup, it's 31%. So I think, sometimes we talk about how women are frugal, etc., in a negative connotation, but actually in the startup economy right now, the contribution per dollar invested, is higher for women.
That's fantastic. That is really exciting, and I think that does help propel us forward. That's a huge narrative for India when we look at the startup economy. Kanta Singh, can I ask you a little bit about what you'd like to celebrate about women in this sphere? It's on, yeah, it's on.
Good morning, and morning everyone. Thank you for inviting me. I don't have just one thing, I have many things to celebrate about women in India. And I'll start with education. There are more girls in higher education than there ever were. There are more girls in STEM. There are more girls completing education. That gives me hope. I see women in every field today. There's not even a single field that we used to say women are not in combat arms, women are not in Air Force, they are not flying fighter aircrafts. There's not even a single field when women are not there. I feel happy when I see a domestic worker coming on bicycle, even after she was beaten last night by her husband, and she still have hope for her children. There must be something that is driving her there. I see a girl in Ladakh who's 8 years old, walking 3 kilometers to go to the school. There's nothing that gives me despair. I really feel that we are there where we should be, and we have a very bright future.
That's incredible. And something to celebrate, and also, of course, how far we've come. I think it's something that, Supriya is alluding to. It's not just Women's Day or Women's Day week or Women's Day month, but it's every single day of the year. Dr. Negi, in the healthcare space, what would you like to focus on? Because, of course, we've just come out of this pandemic where everyone has realized the importance of women in healthcare.
It's on? You're able to. Hello, everybody. Actually, I want to celebrate so many things, not only one thing, as a gynecologist. Okay. Foremost important, I know the women, working women especially, are multitasker. They are superwomen, as we say. But being a gynecologist, I would like to add that I am more connected to the community. Fine. I go and teach girls, and I am more, I give my lectures, and I make them aware of the healthcare problems. So, since long we are dealing with women health problems, but since COVID, we had more increase, and we are doing online webinars also to connect with the women. So, as a doctor, as a gynecologist, I would like to celebrate that I am connected to the community, and I am changing the mentality of girls, or else I am giving the healthcare advice to them, so that if Indian women are healthy, Indian girls are healthy, then India would be healthy. And then that is how I will also contribute to the economy. Other things which I like to celebrate as a gynecologist is the baby cry, is the first cry of the baby. That generally, as a gynecologist, I'm saying, as a doctor, first cry of the baby, and the happiness and the bundle of joy that I give to the pregnant woman after delivery. That I will be celebrating, but foremost I will be celebrating the youth, ladies and girls whom I give the knowledge and connection with the community.
No, that's fantastic. I think, when we talk about women in healthcare, we're talking about the Anganwadi workers, we're talking about the nurses,
Yes,
we're talking about the doctors.
Actually, I was enrolled in Pradhan Mantri Matritva, Safe Matritva Yojana, where we used to go on every 9th of every month, we used to go and render the services in rural areas, free of cost, every 9th of the month. Okay. So there were Anganwadi workers, there were hierarchical system in the PHC, Primary Health Center. So this was the type of connect we used to do free of cost.
Yeah.
So the level starts from there also. And then we start from the rural coming to the urban. Not only the rural, but the urban where I go and talk, like it can be MAT school. It is other school, international universities, or any IT firms. There I used to give the knowledge, about basic knowledge I used to share to girls and women.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that I feel that would be beneficial for Indian economy also, because healthy the women, they will be more concentrating on their work and take less leaves.
I think, and speaking of the knowledge economy, Supriya, to bring you in here, I think one thing we can also do is talk a little bit about misconceptions when it comes to women. Let's say women in the startup space, women entrepreneurs. You're really, propelling forward this sort of knowledge economy with the work that you're doing. Can you share some misconceptions you would like to bust?
I think the biggest misconception around women leaders in general, and that could be with reference to startup founders or otherwise, is that women usually tend to take decisions based on their emotional instinct. And I think that's absolutely incorrect, because, firstly, even if you are taking a decision on your emotional instinct, if we are propagating reading books by the CEO of, General Electric, which is straight from the gut, and saying that all your decisions should be taken by instinct, but when a woman is doing it, we are saying, okay, she was emotional about it. So I think that's one of the biggest things, and I've seen this whether it's in meetings within my team itself or with meetings with investors or outside, the perception always is that, okay, let's listen to the more practical one, so let's turn towards the male co-founder. When actually, that's not true. Women, like everyone else, take practical decisions. We tend to be more emotional, we tend to be more empathetic, but that's just one of our attributes. It doesn't, cloud our mind towards judgment and decision making. So I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions around women leaders today.
Yeah, agreed. And we've set up something called Tap In, which we're hoping to help tackle some of these misconceptions. Another one I feel is that when you say that soft skills are for women, or women have the soft skills and men don't, you're actually doing an injustice to both. You know what I mean? I think, especially as we look forward from 2023 onwards, it'd be great if, looking at the economy, looking at who's powering the economy, you realize that leadership is a gender-neutral term. Kanta, can I ask you a little bit about this and misconceptions you'd like to bust?
Some of the things that we take on ourselves, saying women are more caring, women are multitaskers, women are this, and you said it rightly that we are putting extra burden on women by admitting those things. These are learned behaviors, and both men and women could be caring, both men and women could be multitaskers if they need to. I think that is something that also women trying to be super women, that they can handle everything. We should also learn to accept failure. We should also learn that I wasn't super here. I could only do justice to these things. And of course, there are some stereotypical things that we say women are not good at maths, women are not good at finance. And those things have kept us out of those domains where decisions are made about our lives. So I'm saying we need to be where the decisions are made about our lives. Whether this is health, whether this is finance, whether this is parliament, or whether this is the boardrooms. And those myths we need to start breaking. Wherever women are given an opportunity, they have proved that they are worthy of that seat and they can do wonders. We as women, and I'm not going to stereotype this as, and this is again a learned behavior, every leader has to start believing in constructive dialogue, constructive behavior, and not destruct anything. I'm not here to propose that we have to break any glass ceiling. We don't need to. Really, make a different world where we don't have to break anything, which is more peaceful, more joyful. And we as women have a responsibility to continue showing that that path is possible. So breaking myths every day, and women have proved that they can not only break myths, they can also show an alternate path which is more constructive.
So maybe raise the glass ceiling. Instead of break the glass ceiling, we could look at raising it. Absolutely. I think what's interesting about what you said is there's also studies that show that this is learned behavior, like you said. You know, if you don't tell girls that you're not good at maths, they're pretty good at maths, you know. So I think unlearning even as adults, unlearning in the startup and entrepreneurial space. And Dr. Negi, medicine is of course one of the, like, India's proudest and happiest professions. So it's fantastic to see women.
True. Thank you so much. Very true. And medical girls, especially being a gynecologist, I feel so proud of myself that I deliver babies. I give life to a baby, okay? So it is one of the proudest moments for me also. And when the patient expresses the gratitude, they say, "You are God." I say, "No, I'm not God, please. I am a woman. I am only a woman."
That's a good.
And I would like to add one misconception, should I? That there is a misconception that working women neglect their houses. They don't take care of their families well. This I have overheard, and this is the type of misconception which is very common nowadays. I will not agree to this. This is not so that working women neglect their children or neglect their husbands or houses, okay? They maintain work-life balance. And I would proudly say that they exceptionally take care of their children and home because they have less time for that, so they will give a quality time to that. Rather than giving only quantity time, they will give a good quality time for their children as well as husband also. For that, we need to maintain a work-life balance and we have to be very systematic in managing that. Sure. So this is really a misconception nowadays that girls, working women are not taking care of household things also.
So we just have a few minutes left. So final words from our illustrious panel. Dr. Negi, I'll start with you. One thing you're excited about in your industry for 2023?
2023, I am excited about robotic surgeries. As a gynecologist, robotic surgeries, we are now moving towards robotic surgeries. I am doing deliveries, that is normal deliveries or cesarean. That is a conventional type of treatment. Laparoscopy, yes, of course, we have moved from laparoscopy, from normal conventional open surgeries to laparoscopic surgeries. Advanced laparoscopic surgeries we are doing. So I am excited about doing robotic surgeries, which I've started also in my hospital and my clinic. I see the patients. That I've started. Fantastic. Robotic surgeries are common. And secondly, one important thing which boosts up the economy also is medical tourism. Fantastic. That is also very upcoming. So I'm excited about that.
Very, very high tech. I love it. Kanta Singh ji and then Supriya.
I'm again, not just one thing, but many things. One is that we are alive. We survived COVID. We are all sitting here and talking. That gives, there's a reason to be happy about that. I also feel that women are trying to be where they never were. Again, the same thing that. And 23 is going to be very exciting for all the women because now they have started realizing their power. And when I see young women talking about their issues and not feeling ashamed of that, what happens in Iran, what happens in Afghanistan, they're fighting every day. There's a reason why they're doing it. I think I'm very, very optimistic. I'm also hoping that war will end in Ukraine. There's nothing that I can do about that, but absolutely I'm hoping that women and girls will be able to come out of that
100%,
safe.
100%. Supriya, bring us home. We have about 45 seconds, I think.
Perfect. So in my sector, which is traditionally education, we already have 31% women who are female founders in education. So I'm super excited about the fact that more learning outcomes are now going to be driven because we have more women participating in education. And I'm hopeful that conversations like this next year will have men representation on stage and will be an equal conversation and not a woman-only conversation.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you to our panelists, and thank you for your attention.
Yes, to raising the glass ceiling, acknowledging the long journey that we've already made and the milestones that lie ahead. It's a continuous journey. Let me just quickly invite Mr. Sushant Mohan to present a memento to our panelists, requesting our panelists to just stay near the stage area, please. Please go ahead with thanking our panelists with a small token of gesture. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. Let me now invite on stage Mr. Devadas Krishnan, Chief Executive Officer, IDPL, to deliver the opening remarks.
Thank you, Molly, and good morning, everyone. And we just began our fantastic day with a very engrossing and very enlightening jury discussion. So I'm not a natural speaker, so I had come prepared with a speech here. And one thing, when I was listening to the eminent jury here, I was busy correcting my speech, because being a male, being used to cliched usages, and dangerously veering towards mansplaining many things, I corrected myself, and thank you very much for this wonderful panel discussion. So I am incredibly honored to stand here and present this opening note of address at the inaugural edition of DNA Women Achievers Award, which is also the first ever event being conducted by the digital version of DNA. So fantastic job, guys. It is also a sincere pleasure to see that this event is graced by the presence of many eminent and also the great champions of gender equality and women empowerment. I'm honored to introduce and welcome Srimati Anupriya Patel, the Minister of State for Commerce and Industry in India. She had a very, very busy schedule, and she took time out of the schedule to grace this event and facilitate the winners. Thank you very much, ma'am. Our Honorable Minister's extraordinary leadership, dedication, and expertise have helped advance gender equality and women empowerment in many ways, and we are thankful to you for that, ma'am. I'm also honored to welcome Sister Shivani, a very familiar face to all of us, and indeed, she has been inspiring all of us, not just women, the entire, I will say, the mankind, the humankind, right, with her very pithy, incisive, insightful pearls of wisdom, which many of us internalize and use it in our daily lives. Thank you very much for that, ma'am, and welcome. Since the conceptualization of this particular event, we were pretty sure about the path we wanted to take or chalk out. As a women power is on raise, it is high time we help it turn into a blistering wildfire, an inferno of gender equality, women empowerment, and ensuring that we celebrate the women achievers who inspires others to win by bringing them to this particular forum and honor them. And our team has gone through a rigorous process to identify this set of different gems in different arenas who have carved out a separate niche for themselves. So these awards are not just in recognition of the hard work they have put in, but also to serve as a motivation for a larger part of the society to follow on. So our awardees today are eminent women who have not just broken glass ceilings, as somebody corrected me. They've shown that they can excel in everything they do, right? And they have pushed the frontiers of women's leadership and have paved the path to many women and the girls to develop and follow that path, which they have opened up. And in this endeavor, we had an eminent panel of jury members who helped us identify this set of gems. This consists of eminent screenwriter Juhi Chaturvedi, the Red and Magic FM Chief Operating Officer Nisha Narayan, and Edelweiss Mutual Fund CEO Radhika Gupta, who also told us it was such a close contest. They had to undergo multiple deliberation to figure out who this final set of awardees will be. So big thanks to the jury for helping us or taking us to a conclusion, which will be unveiled in a short span from now. Now the stage is set and the contenders are here waiting with bated breath. So I won't take any more time and add to their agony. So this is a time to honor the women achievers who made it large in their respective sectors. So let us give a big round of applause to all these achievers. And thank you all for being a part of it. Wish you a great event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Krishnan, for capturing the essence of the awards this year, the maiden edition of the DNA Women Achievers Awards 2023. I'm now delighted to invite on stage our honorable chief guest for the occasion today, Anupriya Patel, Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, a change maker, a leader who has carried out remarkable achievements as a part of her illustrious journey. Ma'am, please deliver the opening address.
ZDNA Women Achievers Awards 2023 के अवसर पर यहाँ पर उपस्थित आज के इस कार्यक्रम की विशिष्ट अतिथि के रूप में सिस्टर शिवानी और इस पूरे कार्यक्रम के कर्ता धर्ता के रूप में श्री सुशांत मोहन जी, श्रीधर मिश्रा जी, देवदास कृष्णन जी, जी मीडिया के सभी टीम मेंबर्स जिन्होंने आज के इस आयोजन को सफल बनाया है, और यहाँ पर उपस्थित विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में अपनी अलग पहचान बनाने वाली हमारी सभी महिला अचीवर्स, और जिनका काम सबसे कठिन रहा होगा, ऐसे हमारे ज्यूरी मेंबर्स। आज के इस अवसर पर सबसे पहले तो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस के कुछ पहले हम सब यहाँ पर मिल रहे हैं। इस खास दिन की, इस खास मौके की मैं आप सबको अनंत शुभकामनाएं देना चाहती हूँ, और मैं जी मीडिया को, डीएनए को बहुत बधाई देना चाहती हूँ इस बहुत ही खूबसूरत पहल के लिए। अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में अपनी पहचान बनाने वाली, अपना एक खास योगदान देने वाली ऐसी महिलाएं जिन्होंने देश और दुनिया की उन्नति में अपना योगदान दिया है, उन सभी को आप इस कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से एक मंच पर लाए हैं और पूरे देश की अनगिनत महिलाओं के सामने एक रोल मॉडल के रूप में आपने उन्हें प्रस्तुत किया है। इसके लिए मैं आपकी बहुत बहुत सराहना करती हूँ। आज आपके इस कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से देश की करोड़ों महिलाएं आपको देखेंगी और आपने किस तरह जीवन में संघर्ष करके, कठिन परिश्रम से और खुद में विश्वास करके सफलता की ऊंचाइयों को प्राप्त किया है। ये अपने आप में ऐसी तमाम महिलाओं के लिए बहुत प्रेरणादायक है। आपको देखकर, आपको सुनकर, बहुत सारे जो पैनल डिस्कशंस हुए उसमें थोड़ा सा एक छोटा सा अंश मैंने भी सुना, तो मेरा ये मानना है कि जब देश भर की तमाम महिलाएं आपको देखेंगी, आपको सुनेंगी, तो उनके मन में भी एक नए उत्साह का संचार होगा और कहीं ना कहीं मन में ये भाव आता है कि हम भी कुछ कर सकते हैं। अपने ऊपर विश्वास करना और कुछ करने की एक ललक पैदा होना, इसमें आपकी एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका होने जा रही है। इसलिए मैं पुनः आप सबको बधाई देना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि ये सबका संयुक्त प्रयास है। जी मीडिया ने आप सबको एक साथ लाया, हमारी ज्यूरी ने एक बहुत लंबे चौड़े डेलिब्रेशन प्रोसेस के बाद आपको फाइनली सेलेक्ट किया और आप सब यहाँ पर आए हैं। आप में से बहुत सारे लोगों को आज सम्मानित किया जाएगा और आपको उस अवार्ड को के साथ देखकर शायद जितनी खुशी केवल आपके अपनों को, शुभचिंतकों को या स्वयं आपको नहीं होगी, उससे ज़्यादा उन लोगों को होगी जो आपको देखकर, आपको सुनकर प्रेरित होंगे। तो आप सबको जो आज यहाँ पर जिनको अवार्ड दिया जाएगा, उन सबको मैं बहुत सारी बधाई देना चाहती हूँ। और आज के इस मौके पे मैं ज़रूर कहना चाहूँगी कि ईश्वर ने क्षमता देने में, प्रतिभा देने में, मेधा प्रदान करने में कभी लिंग भेद नहीं किया। ये कहीं ना कहीं हमने स्वयं बनाया और इसलिए इसे खत्म करना भी मानव समुदाय का ही दायित्व है। और शायद इसके लिए एक बेहतर अवसर होता है अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस का। इसका इतिहास बहुत पुराना है और ये एक वो दिन है जिस दिन दुनिया का हर देश बैठ के एक साथ ये चिंतन करता है, ये चर्चा करता है, ये मंथन करता है कि महिलाओं को दुनिया भर में समानता के अधिकार, समानता का अवसर कैसे मिल सके, जिससे उनके अंदर जो प्रतिभा छिपी हुई है उसका उपयोग राष्ट्र और विश्व की उन्नति में किया जा सके। और कहीं ना कहीं इतने वर्षों का जो इतिहास रहा है, इतने वर्षों तक जो ये अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर ये चर्चा होती रही है, उसका ही प्रतिफल है या उसका ही प्रभाव है कि आज दुनिया के कोने कोने में महिलाओं की जीत का डंका बज रहा है और महिलाएं हर क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़कर यश और कीर्ति अर्जित कर रही हैं। अभी हमने पूर्वोत्तर राज्यों के चुनावी परिणाम देखे। तमाम सारी खबरों की चर्चाओं के बीच में एक चर्चा ज़रूर रही जो आपने भी देखी होगी कि नागालैंड में 60 सालों के बाद पहली बार एक महिला विधायक चुनी गई है। तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात थी उस राज्य के लिए। तो महिलाओं की लीडरशिप में, विश्वास तो दुनिया में पैदा हो रहा है, लेकिन उस राज्य के अंदर ये एक अलग सी खबर निकल के आई। आज हमारे देश का नेतृत्व 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का गौरव है महामहिम राष्ट्रपति महोदया श्रीमती द्रौपदी मुर्मू जी। आज भारत ने दुनिया के सामने एक मिसाल पेश की है। मैं जिस सरकार का अंग हूँ, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार, वो सरकार महिलाओं के विकास की अवधारणा से बहुत आगे जा चुकी है। हम विमेन्स डेवलपमेंट की बात नहीं करते, हम विमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं, क्योंकि हम ये मानते हैं कि महिलाओं के अंदर शक्ति है, क्षमता है, और कहिए तो पूरे ब्रह्मांड की शक्ति है। सिर्फ उस प्रतिभा को, उस क्षमता को अवसर मिलने की बात है। और इसलिए सरकार ने तमाम योजनाएं और कार्यक्रम चलाए जिनके माध्यम से धरातल पर जाकर, ज़मीनी स्तर पर जाकर, जो हमारी सबसे कमज़ोर वर्गों से आने वाली महिलाएं हैं, जो गरीब हैं, जो संपन्न परिवारों से नहीं आती हैं, उनके जीवन में एक व्यापक परिवर्तन हुआ। आपने तमाम ऐसी योजनाओं के बारे में सुना, चाहे हम उज्ज्वला योजना की बात करें या प्रधानमंत्री आवास के माध्यम से महिलाओं को हम मालिकाना हक दे रहे हैं, स्टैंड अप इंडिया, स्टार्टअप इंडिया, या बहुत ही ज़मीनी स्तर पे जाके मैं अगर बात करूं तो स्वयं सहायता समूह की जो पहल रही, ये सारे ऐसे सरकार के कार्यक्रम हैं और बहुत सारे ऐसे कार्यक्रम हैं अलग अलग विभागों के माध्यम से चलाए जा रहे हैं, जिसके ज़रिए हमने प्रयास किया कि हम विमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट इस अवधारणा को आगे बढ़ाएं, और देश की महिलाओं ने बढ़ चढ़कर इस बात को सही साबित करने का काम किया है। आज हमने अगले 25 वर्षों के लिए 2047 के लिए भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का स्वप्न देखा है, और भारत आत्मनिर्भर बने इसके लिए देश की आधी आबादी का भी बराबरी का योगदान होना चाहिए। और आप जैसी महिलाएं इस विचार को मजबूती देंगी, इस सपने को हकीकत में तब्दील करने में आपकी बहुत बड़ी भूमिका होने जा रही है, क्योंकि आपको सुनकर देखकर जो प्रेरणा मिलेगी, जो इंस्पिरेशन मिलेगी देश की आम महिलाओं को, उसके माध्यम से 2047 में एक नए भारत का, एक आत्मनिर्भर भारत का जो सपना है वो हम सब मिलकर पूरा कर पाएंगे। और मैं एक बार फिर आप सभी को बधाई देना चाहती हूँ कि आप यहाँ पर आए हैं, और सिर्फ इतना ही कहूँगी कि आज के इस अवसर पर नारी के हर रूप को प्रणाम, क्योंकि नारी का हर रूप शक्ति, क्षमता, सौंदर्य से परिपूर्ण है, और नारी के अंदर पूरे सृष्टि की शक्ति भी है, और नारी को सृष्टि की सबसे सुंदर रचना भी कहा गया है। नारी अगर मन बना ले तो सब कुछ कर सकती है, और वो करके दिखा भी रही है, इस पर अब कोई संदेह नहीं रह गया है। अंग्रेजी का एक कहावत है, अ वुमन इज लाइक अ टी बैग, यू नेवर नो हर स्ट्रेंथ अनलेस यू पुट हर इन हॉट वाटर। तो तमाम ऐसी चुनौतीपूर्ण परिस्थितियां होती हैं जिसमें महिलाएं बहुत ही मजबूती के साथ और साहस के साथ निकल कर आती हैं, और पूरे दुनिया को अपनी शक्ति का एहसास कराती हैं। और हम सब मिलकर एक ऐसा भारत और एक ऐसे विश्व के निर्माण में सहायक हो सकते हैं जहां पर महिलाओं को समानता के अधिकार निरंतर मिलते रहें, और वो देश और दुनिया की तरक्की में निरंतर भागीदार बनते रहें। पुनः आप सबको बहुत शुभकामनाएं, और जी मीडिया को, डीएनए को बहुत बहुत बधाई, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I now request you, ma'am, to please present the first set of awards. Let me also invite on stage Mr. Devdas Krishnan. Let's get started with the first set of the DNA Women Achievers Awards 2023. We are starting with the award for the most focused educational entrepreneur for UPSC aspirants. The award goes to Dr. Vaishani Shankar, SD Shankar IAS. A round of applause, please. Sure, thank you. Dr. Vaishani could not be here, unfortunately. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. The next award is for the Business Personality of the Year, and the award goes to Dr. Chaitra Harsha. Congratulations. On to the next award, the Editor's Choice Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Sushma Paul Berlia. Sure. Sushma Paul Berlia could not make it. She is the president of APG Satya and Shravan Group. A huge round of applause, please, and congratulations to the entire team. On to the next award now, the Young Achiever in Auto. The award goes to Shreya Lohia. Shreya Lohia started her career at the young age of 9 years in go-karting and has won national championships in go-karting. In a span of 4 years of her career, she has won 11 national podiums and 2 National Outstanding Women in Motorsport awards. Congratulations. On to the next award for the morning, ladies and gentlemen, the Outstanding Contribution to the Hospitality Sector. The award goes to Anahita Dondi Bandari. Anahita is a passionate cook since the age of 10. She continues to be very active within the Indian culinary scene and has won several awards, including the Young Chef India Award and the Times Food Award. A huge round of applause, please. Let's not let the round of applause die down. Congratulations. Let me also invite on stage Madhu Soman, CBO, WION and Z Business to present the awards. And the next award goes to Anisha Singh for Entrepreneur of the Year. What a remarkable achievement, ladies and gentlemen. Anisha Singh is the founding partner, She Capital. She's also the founder and former CEO of Maidala. She's one of the mentors of the Startup India program and initiative of the Government of India. And the next award goes to Radhika Ghai Agarwal for bringing about pivotal change in e-commerce. Radhika Ghai Agarwal is an internet entrepreneur and India's first woman to enter the Unicorn Club. She's the co-founder, Manasa, accepting the award on her behalf. Round of applause for the entire team. What a remarkable achievement. And the next award is for leaving a mark in the real estate sector, which goes to Anushka Singh, board member, DLF. We have the award being collected on her behalf this morning. Anushka Singh at the board of DLF has been carrying out remarkable changes within the industry and has worked on remarkable projects across India. We have one of our team members accepting the award. And the next award goes to Kirti Punia for being the game changer of the retail industry. A huge round of applause, please, to Kirti Punia and her entire team and family. Congratulations, ma'am. Thank you very much. Let me now invite on stage the Chief Human Resources Officer, ZMCL, Ruchitra Srivastava, to please deliver a small token of gesture to our chief guest for the moment. Can you please have the memento delivery presentation? Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. And it is my absolute pleasure now to invite on stage our keynote speaker this morning, Sister B.K. Shivani. Sister Shivani is one of the most influential life skills teachers today and has been a spiritual guide and mentor to thousands. Sister Shivani has always focused on practical problem solving and has been reaching out to thousands across the world. Thank you, ma'am.
Om Shanti and good morning, good afternoon. Namaste, good afternoon, Om Shanti. क्या बात है? कोई जवाब ही नहीं देता? क्या हुआ? इतनी अच्छी सी तालियां बजाई हैं. When we come together like this to appreciate achievements, it's not just an appreciation, it's also our creation of blessings for each one. Blessings which does not just strengthen them in what they are doing, but also strengthens each one in who they are. We call ourselves human beings. ये दो शब्द हैं, human and being. So human refers to the body. So the word human comes from humus, which means ये शरीर मिट्टी से बना है, मिट्टी में खत्म हो जाएगा. And the second word is being, which is the energy, which is the master of this body, which is using this body to do everything that we do. And that being is energy. That's eternal. It never dies. We call it by different words. We call it consciousness, we call it spirit, we call it soul, we call it light, we call it power. In Hindi, we call it Atma. So when it's two words, we really need to understand the meaning of who we are. When we say, I am a woman, or we say, I am a man, it's actually incorrect. It's incorrect. Because I am not the man or the woman. I am the energy wearing the costume of a man or a woman. अब ये लगता है बात तो एक ही है, क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? ये बात एक नहीं है. ये बात completely different है. It's like we're wearing different costumes today. Someone's wearing a sari, someone's wearing a suit, someone is wearing trousers. It's just a costume. The personality is not based on the costume we wear. Similarly, male or female is just this costume. Just a costume. And our sanskars and our nature and our personality is not based on which costume we wear. But once a soul enters the costume, which is a girl, and a baby is born, and another place the soul enters the costume of a boy, and a baby boy is born. And from there the conditioning starts. And so what we've been hearing this morning, that these are habits which can be learnt, which means this is not our innate personality. These are habits that we can learn. A soul is eternal and it never dies. And so when a soul leaves a costume, it enters the womb of another mother and a baby is born. So the truth is that each one of us sitting here has been in a male costume and has also been in a female costume. Let that sink in. Each one of us has played the role of being a man in some lifetime and has also played the role of being a woman. So man or woman is just a role. It's not who I am. But like professional roles require certain personality traits. So if someone's becoming a doctor, so we will say doctor needs to be compassionate, doctor needs to be caring. So the sanskar is for the role. Similarly, if we go a few hundred years back, man and woman was a role. Man was the provider of the family, and woman was the nurturer of the family. So based on that role of being a provider or a nurturer, right from childhood, that sanskar was ingrained in that individual. But over a period of time, it created a feeling as if the provider was superior to the nurturer. Because it felt as if the provider was running the house. So the provider was the superior to the nurturer. It was not man superior to woman. It was the role of a provider being considered as superior to the role of a nurturer. दो बातों में बहुत फ़र्क है, बहुत फ़र्क है. The soul has all the sanskars. So we cannot say woman is caring, woman is compassionate. Each one of us has met so many men who are very caring, very compassionate. We cannot say man is logical, man is analytical. We have so many women who are that because the soul has all the sanskars of being caring, of being compassionate, of being logical, of being analytical, or any sanskar you think of. But depending on the role we play, we immerse those sanskars into our karam. So if you tell a child right from kindergarten, you are a girl, so you are caring, so you are caring, so you are caring, you will trigger that sanskar of caring in her to emerge into activity. But now the need of the hour, whether I'm playing the role of a woman or playing the role of a man, it's important to emerge all our powerful sanskars. So it's not that the woman needs empowerment. We may need empowerment in the doing, in what I do, not in who I am. Not in who I am. Two completely different things. We can need empowerment, we can need help, we can need support, only because for hundreds of years the role of being a provider or doing was not there. But when it comes to the being, no one is inferior or superior to the other. So one, we need to stop feeling that and saying that repeatedly. Anything we say repeatedly, it starts becoming a reality. So बड़े ध्यान से सोचना चाहिए और ध्यान से बोलना चाहिए. We keep saying it repeatedly. So we have to be very careful. And second, when it comes to empowerment of the individual, then it doesn't matter which role I'm playing, which profession I am in, or whatever I'm doing, because it is not the doing which needs the empowerment, it is the being which needs the empowerment. So when we use words like stress, depression, anxiety, it's nothing to do whether I'm wearing the costume of man or woman. It's nothing to do with which role I'm playing, which profession I am in. Stress is there even in children today of 5 years age. 5-6 साल के बच्चे बोलते हैं हमें बड़ा stress है. What does that have to do with which gender they are or which role they are playing? It is just that the being is not being emotionally energized. Why the woman plays a very, very important role in society is because she has the power to nurture the sanskars in the child when the child is in the womb of the mother. So that is where an amazing power is there on society. Both parents play an equal role in nurturing the child, but that 9-month period is where the mind of the woman impacts the child the most. And so as will be the sanskars of the woman, the mother, so will be the sanskars of the child predominantly, which is called the Garabh Sanskar, which we know in spirituality since thousands of years in Bharat. The West today is calling it womb psychology or prenatal, perinatal psychology. That what an individual will be 20 years from today, 40 years from today in terms of who they are, the seed of it is sown in those 9 months. So in those 9 months, if the mother is going through her normal, so-called normal stresses and anxiety, then the child is born absorbing those emotions and creating those sanskars. And then now we have children who are high IQ, but EQ needs to be strengthened, and doesn't matter whether they are girl or boy. It has absolutely nothing to do with the gender of their costume. So when it comes to the word stress, it's given by a simple formula. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. Pressures are the situations of our life. Pressures are the targets of what I do. But stress is not equal to pressure. We say, I have so much to do, so I am stressed. I'm not stressed because of what I have to do. And pressures will only increase in the coming times. So we need to get the formula right. Stress is not equal to pressure. It is pressure divided by resilience. And resilience means the inner power to cope with the pressure. Again, nothing to do with the gender of the costume I'm wearing. Absolutely nothing to do with the gender of the costume that I'm wearing. But because a woman, right from childhood, is conditioned, you have to adjust, you have to tolerate, you have to bend, you have to keep quiet, you have to let go, you have to accommodate. It's a conditioning. So she's able to emerge those sanskars and become the nurturer. But now the need is that both the individuals have to be conditioned for those sanskars. Otherwise, the higher the ego goes, the lower is the EQ. And so the higher will be the stresses and the anxiety. And ego is not about feeling superior to someone. Even feeling inferior to someone is ego. Because ego is attachment to a wrong image of myself. If I feel I'm superior to someone, that's not the truth, so it's my ego. If I feel I'm lesser than someone or I'm treated lesser than someone, that is also a false image of myself, and that is also an ego. But when I remember I'm a being talking to another being, living with 4 another beings, and working with 400 more beings. It's equal. No one is above, more, or lesser than the other person. Even if the other person around you doesn't remember that they are a being and not a body, even if one person remembers that, their consciousness changes, the vibration changes. But if I look at another person and say, they don't treat me equal, then I radiate that vibration to them that you do not treat me equal. They already were not doing it, and I radiate that energy to them and allow them to be that even more. So let another person not consider me equal, it doesn't matter. But if I look at them as an equal, not an equal in the role that we play, that could be different, positions could be different, designations could be different, but I, the being, is equal to you, the being. And when I remain in that consciousness of who am I and talking to another soul, that vibration of equality which will radiate from me to the other will enable the other one to come back to the level of being equal. Vibration will always flow from one to the other. But if the other one is here, and I believe that I'm being treated like this, then ego is only increasing in both sides, not just in one. So let's stop saying it is the male ego. It is not the male ego. It is the soul ego. And that soul can be wearing any costume. These words need to be changed. It is this vocabulary which is creating more myths and more confusions. And instead of increasing that equality, we're actually widening the gap by doing that. Because we're trying to become that what we are not. Just wanting to be equal, we're trying to suppress the beautiful sanskars that we have of being a nurturer and trying to become somebody else so that society will accept me to be equal to them. Man and woman play different roles, and so they can never be equal. They will be different. They will be different. A man never has to give a birth to a child. And so even when we come to simple things like, I should be allowed to live like them, I should be allowed to do everything that they do, I should be allowed to eat and drink everything that they do, and in that name of equality, girls are allowing themselves to do and consume a lot of substances which are not going to be healthy when they are going to give birth to a child. But today, when they are in school and college, they say, we are equal, we are equal, we are equal. And so whatever they are doing, I'm also going to do the same. But tomorrow, when you are going to have a child, they are not going to have to do the same. So we have to be very careful. Respect for each soul, respect for their role, empower what they are doing, but do not believe that the being is lesser in either one. That's the only way we will be able to finish all kind of bias, not just gender bias. There can be gender bias, there can be religion bias, there can be so many biases. And all these biases finish when we remember these are just what we are doing, but we are not human doings. We are human beings. And when it comes to being a human being, we are equal. Doesn't matter. And so the need is soul empowerment and not woman empowerment. It's soul empowerment. And soul empowerment means raising our emotional quotient. Post-COVID, there was a research done in Delhi, Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. And the results said in the last 1 year after COVID, that's 2022, there was a 30% rise in mental health issues. There was a 40% rise in divorce rate. There was 17% rise in suicide. So who do you want to empower? The woman or the man or both? Or both? Nobody's calculating out of those 30% or 40% how many are men, how many are women. It is 30% mental health issues increased in a country which the world is saying is going to be Vishwaguru, which the world is saying is going to teach the world the ways to live, think, and to be energized. And we are talking of high anxiety rates, depression rates. And the highest figures in that are in children. Post-COVID anxiety attacks, panic attacks, very high in children. Should we blame the mother? No. Should we blame the father? No. But actually, both are responsible. And both are responsible. Why? Because in that race of doing better than the other, both have forgotten to energize the being. And so both are coming home every evening saying stress is normal. And so both are allowing themselves to create stress, agitation, aggression, jealousy, comparison, competition, all are low emotional quotients. And when that child is born, so first those 9 months in the womb, and then as the child is growing up, the child is surrounded by vibrations of stress and anger and anxiety. And then the child grows up emotionally weak. Who are we going to blame for this, and who's going to take responsibility? Who's going to take responsibility? We're talking about the economy 10 years from today. We're talking about where India stands from 10 years from today. Where will we stand if we are emotionally, and we're talking about high mental health issues. So the need is, while we are working on what we are doing, when we say a woman can do everything same as a man can do, a woman is excelling in what she is doing, but each one of us also needs to excel in who we are being, not just in what we are doing. We are not human doings. Let's stop talking always about the doing, and the doing, and only awarding the doing. It's also the being that needs to be awarded. Every award function, every business magazine will only endorse the doing. And so everybody wants to excel only in the doing. And it's good to excel in the doing, but not at the cost of the being. And so integrating self-care, prioritizing taking care of yourself, not saying I don't have time for myself because I'm busy doing and doing and doing. Practicing good sleep hygiene. What's the right time to sleep? Not man or woman. What's the right time to sleep for all of us? So that we experience deep sleep. Only then we will be a strong being next morning. How many of us feel like sleeping a little more after the morning alarm? And we can doze off any time of the day on a flight. And that's a sign that we're sleep deprived. Why? Because we are working till we go to sleep. So practicing principles of self-care, disconnect from work at least 2 hours before you go to sleep, so that you give space and time to the mind to shut down all the files that have opened during the day. But if I keep checking my emails and messages and I am on business phone calls till I go to sleep, and even if I wake up in the middle of the night, I again check there if there is any other message or email, then only my body sleeps, my mind has lots to work on. And so when I wake up in the morning, I still feel like sleeping more because my mind was not energized. Sleep deprived is a pandemic. There are many countries where the sleeping pill is the most consumed medicine. So let's just practice simple principles of self-care, and doesn't matter which gender role I'm playing. 1, disconnect from work communication at least 2 hours before you go to sleep. Disconnect from every other negative content consumption at least an hour before you go to sleep, because content is our emotional diet. What I watch, read, listen is who I become. If I am consuming content of lust, ego, greed, jealousy, violence, pain, then that is what I become. Doesn't matter man or woman. That is what I become. So content is equal to personality, is equal to destiny. And we just keep scrolling and surfing in the name of entertainment and information. So emotional diet needs to be taken care of. Last 15 minutes before I go to sleep, I need to consume pure vibrational emotional diet, which means consume energizing words before going to sleep. Meditation is no more now an option or a choice. It's no more, are you interested in meditating? Meditation is now a necessity. because it's the only way I can strengthen the being. The only way to strengthen the being. And if I practice sleep hygiene and I sleep by 10 o'clock, which is the highest vibrational time to go to sleep, then waking up between 4 and 5 a.m. will come natural. Today we have people from the West who are coming and teaching us the 5 a.m. leadership club. And they say if you want to be a leader, which means you want to emerge the qualities of being a leader, wake up at 5 a.m. But Bharat knows that for thousands of years. We don't need to pay to learn that we need to wake up at 5 a.m. Brahma Muhurat, Amrit Vela is in our culture for thousands of years. But I will be able to wake up at that time only if I sleep right and I sleep deep. And so Brahma Muhurat is the highest energizing time, which is very, very important for a leader. Anyone who wants to tap into their intuition. This morning we were hearing that women are considered to be more emotional. Emotional is not the word. Intuitive is the word. It's intuitive. Lesser clutter here, silent mind. I can see the layer below in the subconscious, and that's intuitive. And so that early morning time is that high vibrational time for intuitive thinking, for new ideas, for creativity, for meditation, for yoga, for pranayam, for spiritual study. And then throughout the day, being a karam yogi. Doing what we are doing, but doing it at the high vibrations. Not stress is normal, anger is normal. That is a karam bhogi, which means working, excelling, but suffering inside. But suffering inside. Karam yogi means high vibrational karam, where compassion is natural, acceptance is natural, empathy is natural. Not competition. Cooperation and sharing and caring is natural, and that's where intuition will be natural. And that is when ego will start depleting and equality and soul consciousness will emerge, and then we will not have to talk about the difference between a man and a woman. So spiritual empowerment, which means self-care and soul strengthening, is what is needed for every individual, so that we excel in who we are. And when we excel in who we are, then excelling in what we do comes natural. Comes natural. When I'm powerful and stable here, whatever I do, it will be way higher than my own potential. So it will come natural, easy, and most important, the ones to benefit will be the younger ones. We don't want to talk about taking anti-anxiety medicine a day before a board exam. That's not the definition of success. Because if they cannot face board exams, then how are they going to handle the pressures of their life? So it's the role of the parent, not man or woman, just a parent, to nurture the next generation whom we're talking about to create Atmanirbhar Bharat. We need to create Atmanirbhar individuals, self-reliant, self-empowered. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Absolute honor it is, Sister Shivani, to listen to your enlightening words in person. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, and immense gratitude from all of us present here in the room for giving us these words of wisdom. Let me now get on to the next set of awards. Let me also invite on stage Mr. Sridhar Mishra, the Chief Revenue Officer, Z Digital Publishing, for presenting these set of awards. All right, let's get started. The award for the dynamic leadership in political change goes to Swati Maliwal. Swati Maliwal is the chairperson, DCW, the Delhi Commission for Women. Before joining DCW, Maliwal worked as an advisor to the Chief Minister of Delhi on public grievances. And we have a team member accepting the award on her behalf. A round of applause, please. On to the next award, the Inspiring Leadership in FMCG Award goes to Falguni Nair. A round of applause, please. Falguni Nair is the founder and CEO of Nykaa. Congratulations to the entire team for the remarkable achievements. We have a team member accepting the award on Falguni's behalf. And the next award, ladies and gentlemen, is for impactful contribution in the field of sports. And the award goes to Deepa Malik. We also have a very small AV here for you, just to show you a sample of her remarkable achievements.
नमस्कार, मैं हार्दिक धन्यवाद देती हूँ जी न्यूज़ डीएनए विमेन अचीवर्स अवार्ड और उसकी जूरी का, जिन्होंने मुझे इतने प्रतिष्ठित अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया। माफ़ी चाहती हूँ कि मैं स्वयं आज यहाँ पर मौजूद नहीं हूँ, लेकिन किसी अन्य कारणवश दूसरी चीज़ों की वजह से मैं नहीं उपस्थित हो पाई। लेकिन मैं खुश हूँ कि मीडिया और हमारा देश पैरालंपिक खेलों को, दिव्यांग खेलों को, चाहे वो आदरणीय मोदी जी की पॉलिसीज़ के तहत, गवर्नेंस के तहत या आप सबके खेलों के प्रेम के तहत, अब दिव्यांग खेलों को बहुत पहचान मिल रही है। और पैरालंपिक कमेटी की प्रेसिडेंट होने के नाते कि मैं खुश हूँ कि जब रियो गई थी तो एक मेडल लेकर लौटी थी, लेकिन जब मैं टोक्यो पूरी टीम लेकर गई तो मैं अपने भारत के लिए 19 मेडल लेकर लौटी हूँ। और ऐसे ही आप सराहते रहें हमारी मेहनत को और दिव्यांग खेलों के प्रति जागरूकता आप उत्पन्न करते रहें, ताकि मेरे जैसे और खिलाड़ियों को और दिव्यांग महिलाओं को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एम्पावरमेंट थ्रू स्पोर्ट्स मिले। थैंक यू।
Please for Deepa Malik, and how nice to actually have her among us through that audio visual. Let's now have the next award, which is for Fashion Icon of the Year. The award goes to Ritu Kumar. Ritu Kumar is an Indian fashion designer. Just to list out some of the milestones in her journey. In 2013, Ritu Kumar received the Padma Shri Award, and in 2012, won the Achievement Award at L'Oréal Paris Femina Women's Awards. We have her team member accepting the honor on her behalf. And the next award is for the change maker in education. The award, ladies and gentlemen, goes to Shaheen Mistry. Congratulations to the entire team representing her. Shaheen Mistry is the founder CEO of Teach for India. Shaheen founded the first Akanksha Center in 1989 with 15 children, and today runs 21 such schools across Mumbai and Pune. And the next award is for outstanding contribution in media. And the award goes to Archana Agarwal. And we have a team member accepting the honor on her behalf. And the next award is for the most promising online retail women wear brand. The award goes to Rupa Softline. Congratulations to the entire team. We have the team member representing Rupa Softline. And we also have among us now Swati Maliwal, the chairperson of the Delhi Commission for Women, who has received the honor for dynamic leadership in political change. Can we please have you on stage to receive the honor? Can I please invite on stage Mr. Sushant Mohan to hand over a small token of gesture to our keynote speaker this morning. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. For those of you present here, this is just a sample of the achievements that women across the country have made possible through their hard work, through their grit, through their determination. And here we are celebrating their remarkable achievements, the glorious milestones that they have already crossed, and the many opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Time now for the next panel discussion for this morning. The theme for this discussion revolves around a question that is being asked around the world. Is homemaking the first step towards entrepreneurship? And before I get on with the panel discussion, let me also invite on stage once again the chairperson for DCW, Swati Maliwal, for sharing her thoughts on the occasion and delivering the address this afternoon.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would like to thank Z News as well as Shivani ji for giving me this honor today. 2015 में जब मैं दिल्ली महिला आयोग में पहली बार आई थी, तब मैंने देखा कि किस तरीके से मुझसे पहले जो वहाँ पे अध्यक्ष थीं, उन्होंने 8 सालों में सिर्फ एक केस की सुनवाई करी थी। पिछले 6 सालों में दिल्ली महिला आयोग में हमने 1,25,000 केसेस की सुनवाई करी है और हर दिन हमारे पास 2,000 से 4,000 कॉल्स आते हैं और उन कॉल्स के द्वारा हमने कई लाख महिलाओं की मदद करी है और कई हज़ारों महिलाएं और बच्चियां तो सीधे सीधे हम लोगों ने सेक्स ट्रैफिकर्स के चुंगल से बचाई हैं। एक 8 महीने की बच्ची के साथ दिल्ली में बलात्कार हुआ था। जब मैं उससे मिलने गई अस्पताल में तो मेरे हाथ भी उसके खून से सने थे। उसके बाद मैं अनशन पे बैठी और मेरे अनशन के 10वें दिन पर इस देश में ये कानून लागू करा गया कि छोटे बच्चों के बलात्कारियों को हर हाल में फांसी की सज़ा दी जाएगी। मेरी मांगें मानी गई, मैं अनशन से उठी, पर 1 साल के अंदर अंदर मुझे फिर अनशन पे बैठना पड़ा क्योंकि कानून तो लागू हो गया लेकिन उसके ऊपर उसकी कार्यवाही नहीं हुई, उसको ठीक तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करा गया और एक ऐसा कड़ा सिस्टम नहीं बना जिससे कि हर हाल में सज़ाएं हों, तुरंत सज़ाएं हों और प्रोसेस द्वारा सज़ाएं हों। 2006 में सबसे पहले मेरी एक्टिविज़म की जर्नी शुरू हुई थी। मैंने अपना घर छोड़ा था, अपनी नौकरी छोड़ी थी और उसके बाद ज़मीन पर रहकर एक झुग्गी में रहने लग गई थी और झुग्गी में रहकर मैंने ये समझने की कोशिश करी कि लोगों की समस्याएं क्या हैं और उनसे कैसे लड़ा जा सकता है। ये 18 साल का एक बहुत संघर्ष की ज़िंदगी मैंने जी है और आज मैं आप लोगों के सामने हूँ। हर दिन कई बार मेरे को इस तरीके के थ्रेट्स आते हैं। अभी भी कुछ दिन पहले मेरे घर के ऊपर अटैक किया गया, डेथ थ्रेट्स मिले हैं, रेप थ्रेट्स मिले हैं और बहुत सारी ताकतें हैं जो कोशिश कर रही हैं कि मैं अपनी आवाज़ बंद कर दूं, पर जब तक जिंदा हूं लड़ती रहूंगी। अंत में सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहती हूँ, अपने लिए जिए तो क्या जिए, अपने लिए मरे तो क्या मरे, बस इतना ही अरमान है, जिस दिन ये दे अंतिम विदा हो, उस दिन इंकलाब भी हम पर फिदा हो। जय हिंद।
Thank you very much, ma'am, for those words. Thank you and congratulations. Time now for our second panel discussion. Like I was saying, it's a theme, a question that has been raised time and again without making you all wait any further. Let me just tell you that this question that has been asked is regarding the very fact that homemaking, the contribution that it makes when it comes to women's journeys, the obstacles involved, and is homemaking the first step towards entrepreneurship? That is the loaded question that we are starting this panel discussion with. Let me invite on stage Swati Khandelwal, who will be moderating this discussion. Can we please have Swati on stage? We also have, as a part of the panel, Anayata Dondi, Maya Vishwakarma, Dr. Amrinder Bajaj. Can we please have the esteemed panelists on stage?
Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for being here. I think what we are discussing today, and the topic, as you all see, is about women achievers. And what better way to discuss, deliberate, ideate, talk about some of the stories that these women bring to the table and inspire many others to see how their lives have been and how we can make a change in our lives. Well, the topic that we have today that we are going to discuss, I think most of us have at some point in time debated or thought about it. We are talking of, is homemaking a first step towards entrepreneurship? And with the way entrepreneurship is picking up across the country, I think this is perfect time to understand whether or not homemaking has actually contributed into making us better entrepreneurs in our lives. Well, to quickly take you through our panelists, and you all have been obviously introduced to them. Maya is here, who of course is also known as the pad woman of the country. It's a great thing that you've done by sensitizing people of something which is so important. And thank you very much for being here on the panel. Anahita Dondi, of course, congratulations on the award. And we'll hear your story too. And finally, of course, we have Dr. Amrinder Bajaj, who's the author, somebody who will share her journey too. Thank you so much, each of you. Now, imagine a world which is gender equal. You know, we already have, if you take the population, we are 50-50, that's fine. But the mindset has to also change to imagine women and men as equals. I think that's the world we are talking, which is free of bias, stereotypes, discrimination. The world is diverse, equitable, and inclusive, where we discuss and actually celebrate differences in many ways, and we value each other's opinions. That's the kind of world we are talking about. Now, entrepreneurs, just some facts before I throw open this panel for the panelists. If you look at one of the study that was done by McKinsey, India can potentially add up to $700 billion to global GDP by increasing women's participation in the workforce. So clearly, we bring economic sense, and purely if you go by economics, women have to participate. Let me now start with you, ma'am. Dr. Bajaj, how will you define your journey, and whether or not you agree with us that homemaking has actually helped you become a better entrepreneur?
It definitely has. I'm a gynecologist too. I'm a gynecologist and an author. I thought I'd tell you that. And the thing is that, in fact, homemaking is the cradle of entrepreneurship. By definition, an entrepreneur is a person who organizes, manages, and assumes risk of a business or an enterprise. Now, even a non-working housewife, after the honeymoon period, is allocated a certain budget, and which subconsciously she works according to the PDCA cycle that the ISO prescribes for any business, which is to, she has that budget, she plans how does she spend it on the basic household needs like groceries, bills, then her employees, savings, EMIs, and investments also. Then that is the planning part of the PDCA cycle. Then is the do. Then she implements what she has planned, keeping a strict watch over her, maintaining a strict income expenditure chart. That is the do part. Then, if a diligent housewife, she will check every week or fortnight to see whether she's living within her means or she's exceeded her budget. Then she will either curtail her expenses, maybe fire the cook and start cooking herself or something, or increase her income by home tuitions, which will be that's the seed of entrepreneurship. Dance, art classes, pickles, or lunch boxes and all that. So a diligent and industrious housewife will subconsciously work the PDCA cycle and become what we all call as an entrepreneur.
So in many ways, it has taught us already. We already got the seeds and training of some sort to be an entrepreneur in many ways. And hence, I think the numbers also doing the talking. We are doing better than men when it comes to businesses and startups particularly.
Yes.
Great point, ma'am. Maya, let me come to you and then I'll come to Anita. Your own journey, actually, you know, I mean, it's very inspiring for all of us to see how you started out and where you've reached today. You've done one very important task as to sensitize everybody of, you know, why women should be respected and what role, you know, society should play in many ways to uplift women. Now, what is the next assignment you're working on? What is it that's keeping you busy these days?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really good to see you here. So first of all, I born and brought up in the village in Narsinghpur, very small village. And there I have seen so many issues when I was growing up, like how girls, they are treated and how education they are getting in the villages. And I was lucky enough to escape that village and another, and then I started living in California, San Francisco. I was working. But when I was coming to the village, you know, for vacations and all, I have seen a lot of issues that we can solve in terms of education or menstrual hygiene or healthcare. Silicon Valley, most of you know, it's a hub of the tech and billionaires people. They are living there. And when I see in our village, like simple, if girls want to go to school, she can't go because there is not a good, you can say, quality education or school because she has to escape the village. Then I thought what I can contribute in nearby my village so that we can at least bring more women's. And then I started menstrual hygiene because that was the biggest taboo topic. कि हम पीरियड के बारे में बात नहीं करते, ये अलग चर्चा है. उसको करते करते ये लगा कि नहीं, हमें हेल्थ केयर का भी ध्यान रखना है. और सबसे बड़ी बात कि विमेन को हम एम्प्लॉय कैसे करें. ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जो हम यहाँ बात करते हैं वो बहुत कम लोग वहाँ से आके कर पाते हैं. हम जानते हैं कि घर से वो बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं, करने की कोशिश करते हैं, उनके सपने होते हैं, लेकिन कितनी महिलाओं को या कितनी बेटियों को ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है कि वो दिल्ली में यहाँ पर आकर, या यहाँ पर बैंक भी है, एक्सिस बैंक है, कि कितनी बैंक हैं जो उनको लोन दे के उनके सपनों को पूरा कर सकती. पहली बात तो उनमें उतनी शिक्षा होना भी एक बहुत उसका अभाव होता है. अभी मैं जिस टॉपिक या जिस प्रोजेक्ट में काम कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि पिछले 10 सालों में मुझे अनुभव हुआ कि वहाँ पर शिक्षा बेटियों के लिए भी और ओवरऑल जो हमारी कम्युनिटी है, जब तक वहाँ पर हम सरकारी स्कूल को अच्छा नहीं करेंगे तब तक हम सभी को इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं दे सकते। क्योंकि मैं सैन फ्रांसिस्को में रहते हुए मैंने ये देखा कि वहाँ जो बिलियनर है उसका बच्चा भी सेम सरकारी स्कूल में जाता है और जो जेनिटर है उसका बच्चा भी उसी स्कूल में जाता है, बिकॉज दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन अ गुड government in terms of good education which is affordable for everyone. But हमारे भारत में अभी थोड़ा चेंज हो गया, because I went to government school and government college.
Okay, so quality education आप कह रहे हैं कि that is something that one needs to focus on, work on, and actually give them equal level of education that we are talking.
Absolutely. And one more thing, to bring all the women in a leadership, because I recently become a sarpanch of the village. And I brought all the women in terms of like, you know, they have to come forward and lead that village and become a panch, which means like, you know, यहाँ council members या पार्षद होते हैं. हमारी पंचायत में सारी महिलाएं पंच हैं और मुझे सरपंच इसलिए बनना पड़ा कि मुझे एक बहुत अच्छा स्कूल बनाना है जिससे मेरे जैसी लड़कियाँ, सारी बेटियाँ दिल्ली तक आ सकें या कहीं भी पढ़ने जा सकें.
Amazing. That's so inspiring and very nice to know आपके thoughts on how you are approaching this, and you're constantly working towards it. I think it's inspiration for us sitting here to do and contribute in whatever way we can. And your story also looks very, very exciting and promising. Tell us about your journey first, and tell us what did it take for you to reach here. Homemaking is a skill that's kind of preps you for entrepreneurship, as Doctor was talking about. What's been your assessment?
Sure. Thank you so much, and thank you for the award earlier today. I actually agree with what Doctor said, because, you know, when I was thinking about this earlier, you know, sometimes I think homemaking is just looked down upon, but our homes are actually places where we get to learn a lot. You know, it totally depends on, you know, your family, the background, you know, which position are you at home. But even if women are not working and they're not financially contributing, they're still running the ship. They are the captain of their homes, and they are managing everything at home. And, you know, I saw my mother. She's been a homemaker, but she's also been a businesswoman right from the beginning, right from the time that I was born. So she had her own business from home. And even though she never stepped out and, you know, set up a startup at that point of time, but ghar se unhone wo kaam kara tha. So I do feel that homemaking can be like a bed of ideas where you can actually work on small little things from home and contribute. So it will help you depending on your situation. But if you are in a position where you can focus on your career and take those steps and step out of your home, that totally depends on, you know, the position that you are in your life. Okay. And for me, I had that support from my family. So right after school and college, I went and studied food, and I was like, you know, I want to be a professional chef. So, but there are homemakers who are becoming home chefs and doing very, very well.
Amazing.
So each person's journey is kind of different.
I think support system, that's a big takeaway I'm taking from what you've just said. And I think as parents, as family, we should understand this. And I think it's increasingly getting accepted, which is a good sign. Dr. Bajaj, very quickly, a lot of people who are watching us, who are listening to us, would like to know, because you've seen the generation change also with what's happening today, and the entrepreneurship becoming very, very common, something that we're encouraging. Your bits on what would you want to say or tell an aspiring entrepreneur? What are some of the key ingredients that they should have when they set out for this journey?
See, first of all, I think this COVID epidemic has given birth, sprouted actually, I think, a field of female entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And they were home chefs, they were supplying, in a particular society, they were supplying food to everyone, which was such a blessing for them. My own daughter-in-law runs a niche artisan bakery, and then the people over there, then they started selling clothes, they started giving home tuitions, and these dance art classes. They're still flourishing over there. And then that is the first step to entrepreneurship. And then when their skills are appreciated and when there's publicity about that, then they take the second step. And they go further. Some have got a shop in the malls. They've gone over there. And the sky is the limit.
Sure, sky is the limit, and continue to do what you do. I think COVID has accelerated this. I agree with you 100%. Maya, what's your sense? And what's your view on people who want to do something? What are key things that you think they should have and not get, dissuaded with the challenges that they face?
I think the most important is you have to recognize the problems. Like, in your surroundings, what you can empathize and what you can find that you really want to work and you can solve that issue. For example, I'm a researcher. I started, educating girls how to, live with a menstrual hygiene, how to care yourself and all. And if you can identify the issue, even though I'm not an engineer or I'm not a business person or not a business family, but I started social entrepreneurship. So starting that, recognize that and work in an ethical way, the most honest way that you can put your efforts so that the people can get all the help and they can also get inspiration and admirations. Because if you are solving the issue, they can definitely help you around. Even though you are in the remotest of the area, you are in the remotest of the, planet, you can definitely work. So my advice to whoever want to start, have your plan, have your case and work on that.
Okay, clarity with plan and then go ahead, execute. Where there's a will, there's a way. That's the big word. Anahita, your thoughts quickly on this.
So I just have two thoughts. One is koi kaam bada ya chota nahi hota hai. So I think, don't put yourself in that position where you're like, I want to prove myself. Take it step by step because entrepreneurship is all about learning along your journey because, you are faced with so many challenges. And the second thing is that invest in yourself and your skills because that is something that will never, leave you and that's something that you can actually keep, growing and learning. So even for a chef, even though we're running kitchens and restaurants and it might be difficult, we still take our time to learn something because as we're learning, we're also creating and that's going to take us to places.
Okay, wonderful thoughts. We're running out of time, unfortunately, so we'll have to wrap up this session. It was lovely speaking with you all. Quick thought that I would like you to just think over because BCG, Boston Consulting Group, has suggested that startups that have got women as founders have actually generated 10% increased revenue over a 5-year period and employed 3 times more women than men. So, well, if you want to make profits, you know what to do. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking with you all and for the lovely audience. Thanks.
Request our panelists and the moderators please stay on. A small token of gesture to be handed over. Mr. Shant Mohan, if you can kindly come up on stage and do the honors. And while we have that lovely photograph being taken, let me also acknowledge the wonderful thoughts that have been shared by all our panelists. And while we achieved a lot, remains to be acknowledged as well on the path ahead. A round of applause, please, for our panelists. Thank you very much. Let me now invite on stage Shazia Ilmi, who is with us this afternoon, along with Rachna Yadav to deliver the next set of awards, along with Madhu Soman, CBO, WION and C-Business. Can we please have Shazia Ilmi and Rachna Yadav on stage? All right, let's get started with the next set of awards. Can we please have Madhu Soman on stage? While we tell you about the next set, let's acknowledge the fact that this is just a sample of the achievements that we are celebrating this afternoon. It's a long list of achievements telling us about how far we've come along this journey. And we also have Shazia Ilmi joining us on stage. Thank you very much, ma'am. Welcome. All right, our next award is for the voice of the voiceless in media, and the award goes to Karishma Mehta. We have a small AV here for you.
Hi everyone, my name is Karishma Mehta. I'm the founder and CEO of Humans of Bombay, and I'm so thrilled to receive the DNA Women's Achievers Award in the media domain. It's taken a lot of years to build Humans of Bombay, and it feels amazing to be appreciated. And a huge thank you to the jury, Juhi Chaturvedi, Nisha Narayan and Radhika Gupta. It truly means the world to me that I've received this award from an amazing jury like you.
A round of applause, please, for Karishma Mehta, founder and CEO at Humans of Bombay. Our next award is for the breakthrough in healthcare, and that award goes to Neerja Bhatla. Neerja Bhatla, member of advisory groups on issues related to cancer and maternal health, has been working to bring low-cost Indian HPV vaccine and to develop low-cost indigenous HPV tests as well. A round of applause, please. Let's not let that die down, ladies and gentlemen. The next award is for the Business Leader of the Year, and that goes to Vinita Singh. Vinita Singh, CEO, Sugar Cosmetics, India's fastest growing beauty brand with a distribution network of 35,000 plus branded retail outlets in more than 540 plus cities. She has been featured in Fortune 40 Under 40 list 2021 as well. We have a team member accepting the honor. And the next award is for invention in jewelry. The honor goes to Anu Merton. Anu Merton is on a mission to make handmade Indian jewelry accessible to the entire world. And we have a team member accepting the honor on her behalf. The next award is for Innovative Digital Creator. The award goes to Kusha Kapila. Kusha Kapila is an internet celebrity, comedian, actress, YouTuber. She has gone on to establish herself as a much-loved internet personality and an advocate for body positivity as well. We have a team member accepting the honor. Congratulations to the entire team. The next award is for Entertainment Personality of the Year. That goes to Ekta Kapoor. Ekta Kapoor is an Indian television producer, film producer, and director. She is the joint managing director and creative head of Balaji Telefilms Limited. Congratulations to her entire team as well for this remarkable achievement. The next award is for Powerful Voice for Social Change. That goes to Neelam Krishnamurthy, chairperson of the Association of the Victims of Upar Tragedy. A round of applause, please. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Let me now invite on stage Mr. Sushant Mohan to hand over a small token of gesture to Shafia Ilmi and Rachna Yadav. Thank you very much. It would be lovely to also get to meet your team members who worked so hard along with you to make this event such a huge success.
Hello, check. First of all, thank you to the audience. आप लोग बहुत देर तक हमारे साथ बने रहे. ये बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि एक अच्छी ऑडियंस हो एक अच्छे प्रोग्राम को सक्सेसफुल बनाने के लिए. So big round of applause for all the audience sitting here and people encouraging us. Young awardees, awardees जिन्होंने कुछ difference पैदा किए और ऐसी सभी महिलाएं जिन्होंने हमारी ज़िंदगी में कुछ ऐड ऑन किया है उन सभी का हम शुक्रिया करते हैं DNA के माध्यम से. dnaindia.com, जी के साथ, वियॉन की टीम के साथ, IDPL, जी डिजिटल की पूरी टीम, हम सभी मिलकर इस कोशिश को लगातार आगे बढ़ाने की कोशिश करते रहेंगे कि हम आगे आने वाले समय में महिलाओं को उनके द्वारा किए जा रहे कामों को आगे प्रमोट करते रहें, आगे बढ़ाते रहें. और जितने भी आज हमारे गेस्ट यहाँ पर हैं हम उनको दोबारा परेशान करेंगे आपकी स्टोरीज़ के लिए, आपसे बात करने के लिए. मैं मंच पे रचना जी को बुलाना चाहूँगा. रचना जी, रचना यादव, आप हंस की संपादक भी हैं, आप हंस को ओन भी करते हैं एंड जी संपादक नहीं है. एक माइक प्लीज़ देंगे. रचना जी, आपने समय दिया उसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. हम यहाँ से दो अनाउंसमेंट आज करना चाहते हैं. पहला ये कि DNA विमेन अवार्ड, विमेन अचीवर्स अवार्ड सिर्फ इस बार नहीं, इसका सीज़न 2 भी आएगा. वियॉन और IDPL के साथ मिलकर हम इसके सीज़न 2 को जल्दी ही तैयार करेंगे और आज से ही DNA पर हम वो सारी स्टोरीज़ लगाना शुरू करेंगे जो सिर्फ शहरों की नहीं, ग्रामीण भारत की महिलाओं की भी बात करती है, उनकी सक्सेस स्टोरीज़ की बात करती है और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय दुनिया में, देश विदेश में जहाँ जहाँ पर महिलाएं अपने कामों से आगे बढ़ रही हैं उनकी बातें करेंगी. रचना जी, साहित्य में बुक फेयर चल रहा है दिल्ली के अंदर. साहित्य में ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि लोगों तक वो बात पहुँचे और हर बार इस तरह के इवेंट हमारी वेबसाइट्स शायद उतनी अंदर पेनिट्रेट नहीं कर पाती और अभी भी किताबें कहीं तक कहानियाँ माध्यम हैं. तो आपको लगता है कि साहित्य के ज़रिए भी महिलाएं अब आगे आ रही हैं?
बहुत ज़्यादा, बल्कि मैं कहूँगी कि पुरुषों से ज़्यादा।
जी
जी, अगर आप कुछ 40 साल पहले भी देखें, 30-40 साल पहले, तो आप जो महिला लेखिकाएं थीं हिंदी में जो लिख रही थीं, आप उनको उंगलियों पर गिन सकते थे।
जी
4-5 से ज़्यादा आपको नाम नहीं याद आएंगे। आज आप देखिए इतनी महिला लेखिकाएं हैं जो लिख रही हैं, सक्रिय रूप से लिख रही हैं, बोल्डली लिख रही हैं। सी व्हाट इज़ लिटरेचर? इट इज़ बेसिकली अ रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ योर सोसाइटी, and if the women are gathering courage and are getting the strength to write, which means they are writing what they are going through or what their experiences in this society, that itself is a big step.
It is indeed.
जी, तो उस हिसाब से एक बहुत ही पॉजिटिव चेंज है
जी।
और हमारे पास जो हंस में कहानियाँ भी आती हैं, इतनी महिलाओं की ज़्यादा कहानियाँ आती हैं कि, और हम देख रहे हैं ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम वी आर सीइंग दैट चेंज कमिंग।
तो इस चेंज से सीख लेते हुए डीएनए पर अगले साल हम लोग डीएनए लिट फेस्ट के लिए तैयारियां कर रहे हैं। हमारी टीम इस दिशा में काम कर रही है और पूरे साल में हम लोग देश से, अलग अलग राज्यों से हम लोग कहानियां मंगवाएंगे और उन कहानियों को लिखने वाले सभी लेखकों को पुरस्कृत भी किया जाएगा। और ये एक रियल अवार्ड है और हम आपसे, रचना जी, आपको मंच पर बुलाने का कारण ये भी था कि हम आपसे मदद चाहेंगे कि उन कहानियों को चुनने में आप हमारी बेस्ट जूरी की तरह हमारा साथ दें, डीएनए का साथ दें, ताकि हम इसे और आगे और बेहतर ले जा सकें।
देखिए, मैं तो हंस की संपादक नहीं हूँ, पर हाँ, हंस की पब्लिशर हूँ। उस हिसाब से मैं हंस की टीम में हूँ और हंस की टीम अच्छी कहानी को अवार्ड देने में आपकी जो सहायता कर सकती है इन टर्म्स ऑफ सिलेक्शन, we'll be happy to do that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, please. And now, before मैं ये मंच आगे मौली के पास वापस दूं, मैं यहाँ पे कुछ लोगों को बुलाना चाहता हूँ। इनके बिना ये संभव नहीं हो सकता था। मेरी टीम में कुछ ऐसे साथी रहे जिन्होंने रात दिन एक करके, कल रात तक, मेरे बॉस यहाँ पर हैं, मैं नाम नहीं बताऊँगा क्योंकि फिर वो मुझे, अभी अप्रेजल का सीजन भी आने वाला है, तो कल रात तक हम लोग थोड़ा ऐसा डाउटफुल थे दोनों लोग, लेकिन फिर हर जगह से कहते हैं ना, सुपर ह्यूमंस निकल के आते हैं। मेन विमेन छोड़ दीजिए, सुपर ह्यूमंस निकल के आते हैं और मैं उन सुपर ह्यूमंस से आपको मिलवाना चाहता हूँ। तो सबसे पहले प्रियांशी लाल फ्रॉम आवर सोशल टीम। प्रियांशी लाल, प्लीज कम। अंशु जॉन सिंह, कनकना, अगर आप यहाँ पर हैं, ज्योति अगर आप यहाँ पर हैं, आप लोग काफी देर से सुन रहे होंगे। मौली, अगर आप यहाँ पर हैं, मौली लास्ट मोमेंट पे मौली ने आपको मैं बताता हूँ, ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है। एक एंकर के लिए सबसे जरूरी होता है लाइन अप करना। ये इन्होंने लाइन अप रात में करके और सुबह इतना अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन दिया। मौली, प्लीज कम अप ऑन द स्टेज, प्लीज कनकना, प्लीज प्रियांशी इस तरफ। ये वो टीम है जिसने इसे संभव बनाया। ज्योति यहाँ पर अभी तक है नहीं, एंड हमारी वीडियो टीम से दिव्या, अगर आप यहाँ पर हैं प्लीज, दिव्या, एंड करिश्मा, आई थिंक करिश्मा बाहर है, क्विकली प्लीज। और अब मैं आपको उन दो लोगों से मिलवाना चाहता हूँ। वो कहते हैं ना कि पहिए होते हैं दो, जिनको चलाना पड़ता है, किसी गाड़ी को चलाना पड़ता है। तो संजीव शर्मा अगर यहाँ पर हैं, संजीव शर्मा, ये हमारे व्हीकल का पूरा बॉडी है, पूरा मैकेनिज्म है, ये हमारे राइट व्हील हैं। और अब मैं उस आदमी को बुलाना चाहता हूँ जिसने मुझे ये कहा, वो इस इवेंट को शुरू से, प्लीज शुरू से इस इवेंट की नींव से लेकर और इमारत को ऊपर तक पहुंचाने में उस आदमी ने बहुत काम किया, खूब योगदान दिया। और एक फ़नी बात ये भी थी कि उन्होंने कहा एक दिन गुस्से में, अब ये मुझसे नहीं होगा, ये हो ही नहीं सकता। तो मैंने कहा देखो इवेंट के बाद कर लेना, अभी तुम हमारे साथ रहो। रोहित वत्स, These are the people, these are the achievers for me. Big round of applause for them. Stage is all yours. And Molly.
Thank you very much to the entire team and the wonderful audience as well. Let me now invite on stage Chief Human Resources Officer, ZMCL, Ruchira Srivastava, to please deliver the thank you address.
Hello everyone, I'm Ruchira Srivastava, Chief Human Resource Officer for Z Media Corporation Limited. First of all, I would like to congratulate the DNA team for organizing their first on-ground event. It was fabulously done. I would like to thank all the team members who were part of this team and made this event so successful. On behalf of the team behind the Women Achievers Award, I thank Ms. Anupriya Patil, Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, for taking time out of her extremely busy schedule and making it for the event. I'm really thankful to Sister Shivani. She's not there. She came from Mount Abu just because of this event. Her teachings are going to help all of us through thicks and thins of our lives. I'm also thankful to all the jury members, Ms. Nisha Narayanan, CEO of Red and Magic FM, Ms. Radhika Gupta, CEO Edelweiss Mutual Fund, and Ms. Juhi Chaturvedi, Bollywood screenwriter, for meticulously going through each nominee and coming up with their final list. I thank our panelists, Ms. Supriya Paul, Ms. Amrita Tripathi, Ms. Maya Vishwakarma, Ms. Amrindra Bajaj, Ms. Himangi Negi, Ms. Kanta Singh, Ms. Ranjana Kumari, Ms. Swati Khandelwal, for being here for all of us and giving us insightful discussions. I would also like to thank our sponsors who helped us with the logistics and necessary packing. Last but not the least, the team behind the awards. Be it editorial, sales, product, everybody has been relentlessly working for all these awards. We will keep these memories cherished forever in our lives, and thanks for being with all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. This is just a sample of the achievements of the glorious milestones that we have already crossed. Let's also take a moment to acknowledge that this is just the beginning, as Sushant said, of the celebrations. and of the remarkable journey that we will be undertaking from here onwards as well. Thanking our wonderful audience, our panelists, our jury members, to everyone who made this event possible. Thank you very much. Lunch is open. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.